So now that you have a design loaded, you're going to step into the Orient process using the bottom of the screen. Once you're in Orient, all you're going to be doing is telling the machine where on the material your design is going to be cut. The most important point of the Orient section is the origin. The design origin that you have from your design is where you're going to be moving the torch tip to tell it where on the material is going to be your actual origin in real life. So I have a little speck here on my material where I know I want my origin, my rectangle to be. So I'm going to move the center of my torch tip to that point and select the target that's next to origin. That's going to tell it where the origin is, and right now it's going to default to thinking that the origin is along the x-axis, or the alignment of the origin is with the x-axis. So right now it thinks that my rectangle is going to be parallel with the front face of this machine. Now you can manually adjust this using the angle option in the orientation screen, and that will rotate it with respect to this x-axis, whichever way you need it to. Or you can use a 2-point orientation process, which is going to let you use a known reference, like the edge of this material, to set the x-axis so that your rectangle or your design comes out aligned exactly where you want it to be. So let me walk you through that real quick. First thing we're going to do is select our first access point. So we're going to move our torch along our material. I'm going to push it down a bit, and I'm going to set my first access point along that edge. Next, I'm going to move it to a different point along that edge, and that's going to select my second point here. So I select access point 2, and now my x-axis is going to be parallel to this point, and the x-axis is going to go through the design origin that I set in the first process. So now my rectangle is going to start, it's going to be the middle point, it's going to be right here, and it's going to be parallel to that axis that I just set. If you want to verify that your orientation is proper, you're going to pick up the torch, and then you can move it along your design and look on the screen to make sure that all of the corners, all the critical points of your design are exactly where you want it to be, using that feedback of the visual render on the screen. Once you're confident that the orientation is correct, your design is good to go, you're going to click confirm, and now you're ready to enter the materials process.